Hey YouTube, it's the test lead, and today we're talking about Git and GitHub. Yes, they are different, completely different, but we'll get to that. In the world of software development, collaboration and version control are crucial. As a software tester, especially on the automation side, being able to use tools like Git and GitHub can greatly enhance your contribution to the software development lifecycle. In this video, we will talk about an introduction to Git and GitHub. That way, after this video, you can talk about it at least high level, confidently. First off, and most important, what is Git? Git is a version control system. But what does that mean? Imagine that you're working on a group project and you want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Git helps you do just that, but for code. Git keeps track of all the changes that are being made by different team members across the life cycle of the project. This system makes it easier to collaborate, revert changes, and most importantly, maintain a clear history of the project's development. Now, let's go over the key concepts for Git. First, the repository. This is like the project's home. It contains all the files, folders, and history of changes for that project. Commit. A commit is like a snapshot of your code at a specific point in time. It captures changes that you've made and allows you to provide a brief description of what you've done. A branch. A branch is like a separate copy of your project. It allows you to work on new features or fixes without affecting the main code base. Once your changes are ready, you can merge them back into the main branch. Merge. Merging is the process of combining changes from one branch into another. This is how new features or fixes get added to the main project. So high level, that's what Git is. Git is just responsible for tracking and managing what's going on in a team project. Now let's talk about GitHub. GitHub is a platform built around Git that makes it even easier to collaborate with your team. Think of it as a social network for code. Developers and testers can store their Git repositories on GitHub, making it a centralized hub for projects, issues, discussions, and more. So let's recap. Git is a way to track and monitor what's happening in a project. GitHub is basically a storing location or a social network where you can store your stuff in this cloud-based application, and then other people can access it from their computers. Now, let's dive deeper into how Git and GitHub work together. Quick break. If you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. Also, if you're not new but still haven't subscribed, I've checked my metrics. Stop freeloading and subscribe today. Now back to the video. Now let's talk about how Git and GitHub work together. Creating a repository. You start by creating a Git repository on GitHub. This will serve as the online home for your project. Cloning. To start working on the project, you clone or make a copy of the repository to your local machine. Now you have your own version of that project to work with. Branching and committing. You create branches for different tasks or features. As you make changes, you commit them with descriptions to remember what you changed. Pushing and pulling. When you're ready to share your changes or collaborate with others, you push your commits to the GitHub repository. If others have made changes too, you pull their changes into your local copy. Pull request. If you've created a new feature or fixed something, you can submit a pull request. This lets others review your changes before merging them into the main project. Collaboration and communication. GitHub provides tools for discussing code, reporting issues, and suggesting changes. It's a platform for teamwork and communication around your project. Now, let's talk about, for software testers specifically, what are the benefits of using Git and GitHub. Version control. You can easily switch between different versions of the code to test specific features or fixes. Collaboration. You can work simultaneously with developers, test their changes, and provide feedback directly on GitHub. History. Git's history helps you understand when and why changes were made, aiding in identifying the root causes for bugs. Isolation. Branches allow you to work on multiple features or fixes without interfering with each other. Documentation. Commit messages and pull request discussions provide context for the testing efforts. By learning about Git and GitHub, you become a more valuable resource for your team. Don't worry, if this is all confusing to you still, I'll make hands-on videos using Git and GitHub, and then it'll make a lot more sense. If you found this video helpful at all, please like, share, and subscribe. Any questions, comments, or concerns, or suggestions for future videos, please leave them below. If you need help on your QA journey, check out my book, QA Must Know Vocabulary, as well as my course, the Manual QA Academy. Also, please stay tuned because early next year, the Automation QA Academy will be live on my site. Subscribe so you can get access to it early and receive a discount for it. But most importantly, don't forget this, learn something new today.